Welcome everybody. My name is Wendy Lehman. I'm a fashion stylist and personal shopper. If this is your first time here, thank you. Please subscribe, press the button. Please look for me on social media, like my Facebook page, all the usual, etc., etc., etc. This is another in a series of videos titled Fashion in the Time of Corona. As I've already said in a previous video, this is not because I'm trivialising what's going on outside. I'm absolutely not. I'm just trying to give people some focus in terms of using the time at home, if they have time at home to spare, to edit their wardrobes, to get a proper understanding of what's working in their wardrobe and what's not working in their wardrobe, to use me as a resource to ask questions, send me pictures, whatever, so that when we come out the other side of this, you will be better equipped to spend wisely and buy sustainably. And I also want to encourage people to get dressed every day, because you will feel better if you've bothered to dress, and the people around you will feel better and safer because you will exude of confidence, which, especially if you're at home with children, I think is really important at this difficult time. So I've started the shoe edit. The previous video was on full length boots, of which I only had 2 pairs. I've got 5 pairs, I think that's right, of ankle boots. Again, to remind people, I work in both England and in Israel. I'm self-isolating in Israel, so this is all about my Israeli wardrobe, and the proportions of winter-summer clothes are obviously going to be different here to the ones that I would have if I was doing this in England. So ankle boots, I think winter shoe dressing is way easier than the shoulder seasons. Shoulder seasons, it's quite hard, I think, to get the shoe look right. Summer and sandals is easier. Winter and boots is easy. Spring and autumn is harder, I think, but we'll come on to those in later videos. So ankle boots are quite easy, I think. With denim, I always wear my brown ankle boot. I wear dark denim in the winter. I'm not a lover of light denim with boots. And so the dark denim, the winter denim, looks really good with a brown boot. This is quite a burgundy brown. I'll bring this close so you can hopefully see. The colour's probably not great. This is quite a burgundy brown. And it's really nice with denim, but any brown actually, camel, chocolate brown, all look really nice with denim, much nicer than black. Black and denim, I don't like it. I don't think it's a good mix. I know sometimes we end up having no choice but to do black with denim, but it's not, I don't think it's anywhere near as smart a look as brown or any of the browns with denim, and burgundy kind of sits in that, the brown burgundy sits in that family as far as denim is concerned. So that's my real go-to boot with jeans, with dark denim jeans. I have the same boot in black. And so I do this. I do this with black trousers. I do this with grey. I'm trying to think what other colour trousers I do it with. Probably black and grey is about the only ones that I would wear this particular black boot with. I've got some ankle grazer trousers that come just above the boot. So I might do, for example, if I've got I've got a pair of camel ankle grazers that stop just short of the boot, I would do those with a black ankle boot as well. So that any contrasting colour, as long as it stops short of the boot, is okay. I'm quite small, so often I try, if the trouser is full length, I will try to match the boot to the colour of the trouser, so there's as little contrast as possible. Because if there's a high contrast, it tends to cut your leg off and make you look a bit shorter. Ironically though, if the trouser is 3/4 length and there's a little bit of ankle showing, then the contrast between the boot and the trouser is fine and doesn't tend to shorten you. And if I can find some willing person at some point during this period to come and film me, I'll show you that in real time, or I'll take pictures of myself and post it as a blog or something. But if you're small, then definitely try to continue the colour of the boot with the colour of the trouser, unless there's going to be a bit of skin showing in between, a bit of ankle showing in between, then a contrast is doable. Okay, I've got 2 other pairs of black ankle boots, and I would say, to be honest, that's maybe a little bit unnecessary. I'll show you both. So they're both ideal because this one and this one, actually let me do it up so you can see what I mean. Hang on. Because they're very tight, they're like a sock boot, because they're very tight around the ankle, they sit really neatly under, let me go back a bit so you can see them both at the same time, under a trouser, under a slim leg trouser. And I like that look. I like that the trouser sits over the boot and isn't getting stuck into the kind of top bit of the boot, which happens quite a lot with slim leg trousers if the top of the boot is wider. I probably, if I'm absolutely honest and I wanted to scale down my wardrobe to an absolute minimalist point, I wouldn't need both of these because they do fulfill that same function. These they're flat forms, which means it's like a raised wedge all the way round, the same height. So that's a flat form rather than a platform. A platform is something that's got a raised bit at the front, and then there's a difference between that and the heel. There's a platform at the front, then it goes back up, and then it gets to a heel. Sorry, am I showing you that right? This is not a platform boot, but I'm just trying to explain. A platform would be a raised bit here going up in the middle and then a heel, and that would be a platform shoe or boot, but a flat form has it all the way along like that. It's incredibly comfortable, although, just one little caveat, if the ground underneath you is uneven, you don't tend to feel that so much with a flat form, so you can trip on when wearing flat forms because you haven't got quite the same feel of the ground underfoot. But other than that, they're very comfortable because they give you a rise without changing the angle of your foot. So I really like these, and they're very, very comfortable. But if I wanted to scale down my wardrobe a lot, then I could probably manage with only one rather than the other. There isn't anything that one of these boots does that the other one doesn't, other than to just give me a bit more of height. I'm not sure how much longer this boot will be on trend, and again, if I see that by next winter it's not in the shops, I'm not going to wear it because it's a very distinctive trend and it will look old-fashioned. And because I'm already a certain age, if I'm wearing something that isn't contemporary, it can really age me. If you're young and wearing something that isn't contemporary, it's not great, but it doesn't tend to age you to the same extent. But if you're a woman, I mean, I'm 63, if you're a woman who's a certain age, then for sure wearing something that isn't contemporary is going to make you look older than you are. So bear that in mind. So I'm going to keep an eye open, and this one might be the one that has to go. This is an absolute classic boot. It's going to be in fashion forever. It'll just be a question of me getting a bit bored with it at some point, perhaps. And then the last one I've got is this, which is green. I do quite a lot of green in my wardrobe. I've mentioned before that I do quite a lot of autumnal colours. So a green boot is quite good for me. And it also goes with quite a lot of my sort of browny greeny trousers and that sort of thing. So it merges in and again gives me a consistent line all the way up. It's one of those that looks as though it's completely flat, but actually has the rise inside. I loved this when this first came out, that whole thing about the rise being inside and not being, not looking like you're wearing a heel, looking like you're flat. And I still like it a lot. Many of them look a bit weird outside. This one I don't think does, but if you're looking to buy those ones with the hidden heel inside, check to see what it looks like on the outside, because some of them can look a little bit orthopedic, a little bit strange. This one I think looks fine. It hasn't worn particularly well. It's looking a little bit tired, but I'm hanging on to it for the moment, although it is on my list of things to possibly replace with something similar, but that's looking a little bit fresher, because I've had this now for 2 years and I've worn it a lot. So in my list is, I think I mentioned last time, I need a full length brown boot and a hidden heel boot in this family of colours if I see it. But otherwise, I will carry this through to next winter. I will clean up the rubber here because that needs a good old scrub, and give that a new lease of life next winter. Okay, next video will be on shoes rather than boots because that's my full quota of ankle boots. I just want to say quickly, I'm not a lover of high-heeled ankle boots, high, thin-heeled ankle boots, in the same way as I don't like high, thin-heeled, full-length boots. Definitely not if you're a woman over a certain age. Middle-aged women, I think, don't look good in very high, thin-heeled boots. I do in London have kitten-heeled boots, and I think that's fine. But again, I'm very conscious that the proportions should work. And so again, I would say if you're wearing a very flared trouser, you don't want to have something with a very thin heel underneath because that looks disproportionate. If you're heavier on the bottom than you are on the top, again, a chunkier heel is going to do more for you than a very thin heel. If you've got any specific questions, please post them. If you want to send me any pictures, please feel free. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.